We are finally done with Angel, and I am beyond excited about this. There are just not enough dancing gifts in the world from She to express just how happy I am that we are done recapping Angel. So Kirsty apologized for cheating in her videos when she lumped all the Jasmine episodes together as one. I'm gonna one-up her cheating because my best and worst of videos are not going to be episodes at all. Mostly because I can't remember specific episodes well enough to have strong enough feelings about them to call them the best or worst episodes of this show. This is the first time I've mentioned it in vlog form, but I think I've said at least a dozen times in the last week some nonsense or other about how conceptual this show is. Good or bad, for better or worse, that's a thing about this show. I am actually sorry that I'm cheating. Let's talk about the list that I made of the 5 worst things that Angel the series ever did. I'm gonna start by giving an honorable mention to Holtz as a character. Holtz was not a great idea, but I think he was more boring than bad, which is why I bumped him to honorable mention status. Coming in at number 5, romantic plots in general. This is actually gonna kind of pervade the remaining 4 items on my list, but it deserves to be an entire entry all its own. I think the hot second that they dedicated to Doyle and Cordelia was probably the show's best effort at presenting a relationship that I could really rally behind. I think the show mostly sucked at romantic relationships because it sucks at happiness. I mean, that makes sense. Its sort of founding premise is that the Angel was like, man, if I'm happy, I'm gonna ruin everything. So let's go be not happy and make 5 seasons about being not happy. So I get that, but romantic relationships are just not a thing that this show knows how to do. Related but still separate, coming in at number 4, is all of the Angel and Spike bickering over Buffy. Spike actually did grow on me quite a bit by the end of season 5 of Angel, mostly because of his distance from Sunnydale, which is one of the other reasons that I really hated the episode The Girl in Question, because it reminded me of all the reasons that I had hated him so much. We had come so far, Spike and I, and then that happened, and I was like, why? So even bearing in mind that one of these characters is one that I was not particularly fond of, I still looked at all of these scenes with these 2 characters who we had seen go through so much and was overwhelmed by this sense that this was beneath both of them. It was an insult to any amount of character development that we had seen from either one of these characters, and also massively insulting to the character of Buffy. Number 3 is Jasmine. It was so cool that they brought Gina Torres onto the show. Things had already gotten pretty terrible by the time she showed up, and part of me was like, well, maybe we are about to turn this ship around. And then we did not. Somehow, things got worse. I did not think that that was possible, and then they did. Coming in at number 2 is the Connor and Cordelia sex that just shouldn't have happened. I know that it wasn't actually Cordelia. That actually kind of makes it worse because it's more questionable body. Gross. It was gross. No. Those are my thoughts. And finally, the very worst thing that I think the show ever did, which also should not be a surprise to people who have been reading this blog, is the gradual and then finally off a cliff character assassination of Cordelia Chase. I'm actually gonna bring this up in the next video, that I think the building up of the character of Cordelia Chase is one of the best things that this show did, and it was totally salvageable. They could have brought her back in season 5 and been like, hey, this is real Cordelia now, and real Cordelia now has to grapple with everything that just happened, you know, with fake Cordelia. And that actually would have jived really well with a lot of the stuff that the other characters were going through in season 5, Angel in particular. But none of that happened because they just couldn't be bothered. I hate that. I hate that forever and ever and ever. I hate that. So there is my wrote it on the back of an envelope list of the worst things that Angel the series ever did. Check back later today and find out what 5 things I loved about Angel the series.